I'm back again with this second part of the GATE program. So you can read this up here. Hope we can read it. All right, so this is our channel name, Hacking in the Headlines. That's our channel. Okay. All right, let's start. We start with 9 minutes and 11 seconds. Let's let's get it.
In dreamlike states, accessing memories with perfect clarity, experiencing remote or expanded awareness. And this wasn't a one off, it was repeatable, predictable, engineered. Monroe called the method hemisync, short for hemispheric synchronization. Using binaural beats, Monroe discovered that you could drive the brain into deep trance, hyperfocus, dissociation, elevated intuition, sensory separation, remote viewing. Just by using sound, no hypnosis scripts, no chemicals, no electrodes, just audio frequencies. And that's when the intelligence community quietly stepped in. In 1983, the U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command analyzed Monroe's methods. The result was a 29-page classified report called Analysis and Assessment of the Gateway Process. It was authored at Fort Meade, the same base where Project Stargate remote viewers trained. The report concluded consciousness can be manipulated, altered states can be engineered, out of body perception may be real. The brain can be retuned like a radio. The Monroe techniques can be weaponized. The CIA believed Monroe had found a doorway to hack human perception, to understand and ultimately control human consciousness. Now, it's time to start putting all of the pieces of the puzzle together and ask ourselves why. Why were these children selected for the GATE program? What was the government really looking for? What was their ultimate goal for these kids? Let's start with the memories. Thousands of people are now reporting they experienced while in the GATE program being pulled out of class unexpectedly. Long periods in small quiet rooms, hearing tests with odd tones or pulsing frequencies, relaxation tapes that induced dissociation or floating sensations, Zener cards or psychic style guessing games, men in suits carrying metal briefcases with wires, unexplained drinks or liquids before and or after certain tests, sudden unexplainable gaps in memory, out of body sensations,
Out
feeling
of
observed
body
during problem solving tasks. Now,
experience.
let's take a closer
What's
look at
this
each of these
astral
memories.
projecting?
1. The strange tones and headphones. Kids remember listening to sounds that made them calm, dissociated, sleepy, detached, floaty, but focused. This aligns perfectly with the Monroe Institute binaural beat research, the gateway process altered state induction, MK ultrasensory manipulation, remote viewing prep sessions. The tones weren't random. They were engineering brainwave states. 2. Zener cards and psychic guessing games. A huge number of former GATE kids recall ESP style activities, guessing symbols, predicting numbers, identifying objects without seeing them. This matches Stargate project protocols, Army remote viewing training, early ESP experiments by the CIA, and Tavistock's perceptual testing models. These games were never just games, they were screening tools. 3. The mysterious pink drink. A surprising number of people recall drinking an unknown liquid before and after testing. This is consistent with preconditioning fluids, mild sedatives, focus enhancing mixtures used in early ESP research, placebo priming substances. Another theory surrounding the mysterious pink drink is the fluoride in it worked as a barrier to a functioning pineal gland, a tiny structure in the middle of the brain, a pea-sized organ many cultures have called the seat of the soul. Ancient civilizations connected it with intuition, inner vision, and access to states of consciousness beyond ordinary perception. We know for a fact that fluoride does indeed calcify the pineal gland. We also know many children during that time were given a fluoride drink at school to supposedly help prevent cavities. So, putting the pieces together, Maybe that's why kids in the GATE program were made to drink this mysterious substance. Maybe there were certain children they wanted to block from having these special abilities and did so by calcifying their pineal gland. However, much of this is purely speculation. Number four, memory gaps, missing time, or fragmented recall. This is perhaps the most chilling overlap. Many GATE kids say, I don't remember what happened in the room. I only remember the walk there and back. The memories feel dreamlike. That's textbook hypnosis, guided dissociation, trance state testing, Monroe Institute focused states of consciousness, MK ultra amnesia inducing protocols.
MK Ultra
This
is mind
type of amnesia
control.
lines up with methods
If you
that don't
didn't know
require
that.
drugs, just audio and suggestion. You might be asking yourself, why kids? Why this group? Reason number one, children are more suggestible. Their brains are more plastic. Their imaginations are more accessible. Their trance states are deeper and easier to induce. Kids respond to binaural beats and hypnosis far more strongly than adults. Reason number two, kids haven't built psychological defenses yet. If you wanted to study intuition, altered perception, association, psychic sensitivity, hypnotic responsiveness, then kids were the ideal subjects. Reason number three, kids express psychic and intuitive traits. Children show higher spontaneous intuition, stronger imaginative projection, more vivid imagery, higher openness, less internal censorship. When the US government shifted from IQ only selection to identifying children with the ability for creativity, abstraction, perceptual sensitivity, pattern recognition, emotional intensity, imaginative immersion, then GATE became the perfect filter, not for geniuses, but for the perceptually unusual, the sensitive, the dissociative, the intuitive, the same minds that excelled in remote viewing and the same minds Monroe believed could access broader consciousness. When you ask why these children would be studied and tracked, the answer comes from the government's own documents. They wanted to identify future intelligence assets, remote viewing potential, susceptibility to hypnosis, capacity for dissociation, high creativity problem solvers, non-ordinary mental functioning, rare cognitive profiles, the psychologically porous. Every single program, MK Ultra, Stargate, Gateway, RAND, Stanford Research Institute, was looking for the same type of mind. And what group provides a perfect population sample? Gifted children, but more specifically, highly unusual gifted children, the ones who think sideways, the ones who feel differently, the ones who drift in and out of deep thought, the ones who leave their body when boarding class, the ones who daydream so deeply they lose time. Those kids weren't just gifted, they were different, and difference is valuable. To intelligence agencies, to psychological researchers, to anyone who believes the human mind can do more than it appears, these children represented potential. It's important to acknowledge that not every child in the GATE program had a strange experience. In fact, many GATE students remember nothing unusual at all. For them, it was exactly what the curriculum described: harder books, special projects, a small group of advanced learners, and an occasional trip to a separate classroom. But that doesn't dismiss the thousands of accounts from students who seem to experience something much more nefarious, something unexplainable. There can also be confusion around the standard hearing tests schools would conduct during this time. Millions of children will remember wearing the blocky headphones with strange sounds coming from them. You would typically be asked to raise your hand when you heard a sound. And this was simply a standardized hearing test to ensure you didn't
I
have
did that.
any auditory issues that would distract you from getting an education. But the binaural wave and hypnosis tapes were something entirely different. And the children who underwent experimentation with them definitely know the difference between the two experiences. As we wrap up tonight's investigation, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Because when you place the pieces side by side, a pattern starts to emerge. On one side, you have the think tanks: Tavistock, studying group psychology and social influence; RAND, modeling human behavior under stress; Stanford Research Institute, pioneering remote viewing in altered states; MITRE, developing psychological profiling and surveillance systems. On the other side, you have the covert projects: Bluebird and Artichoke, testing hypnosis and amnesia; MK Ultra, pushing the limits of drug-induced mind fragmentation, or the Gateway process, mapping consciousness through sound, and Project Stargate, training psychic spies to perceive at a distance. Different names, different decades, but all aiming at the same target: understanding and influencing the human mind. And right in the middle of all of this, you have GATE, a nationwide program quietly identifying children who were highly intuitive, highly creative, highly sensitive, dissociative, exceptional at pattern recognition, unusually aware or perceptive. The exact traits intelligence agencies were trying to measure, cultivate, and recruit. So the question becomes almost impossible to ignore. What were these children being prepared for? Were they meant to be future analysts, the kind who could see patterns others missed, future operatives, future remote?
All right, so this is almost just the end of the video. So I'm gonna stop it right there. We learned a lot of things, but this is entertainment purpose only. This is not factual. Do your due diligence. See what you can come up with. All right, this is not factual. This is entertainment purposes only. We don't know if this is truth or not. Do your research, and I will do my research on this as well. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We don't wait 100 subscribers. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.